Now I'm going to go to my event action. And in this case, I'm just going to say email. So recipient to add snapshot. And what's going to happen here is from X amount of time prior to the event, snapshot, to X amount of time after the event, snapshot. And it's going to generate a couple of snapshots. Provider, who's, in this case, we're just going to say Gmail. Okay, so there's all my email information. And what do I want to have here? So now I can just put in a message that will be included with that snapshot. So let's say somebody gets into the yellow zone. I just want a snapshot. Just send me a snapshot of who's there. I can look and say, okay, I recognize the person, so I'm not going to respond. I don't recognize the person. Let me just call security and say, you know what? Just do me a favor and start heading over there. I don't know if it's pertinent or not to be worried, but they're on my property. They're in the yellow zone, and I'd just rather be proactive than react. Or I could turn around, let's say HTTP or TCP into my VMS software, send the event to that and let that notification system of my video management software ring all my bells and whistles. I want alarms going off. I want floodlights turning on. I want notification going to the security. If I work directly with police, I want a notification going to the police if they're in that red zone.
Question about event action, because we have seen cases where, let's say we set up an email event action. We've seen cases where if we accidentally delete the email event action, that erases all the trigger alerts we do. Let's say if channel 1 intrusion detected, send an email to specified person, we accidentally delete.
Make sure I understand what you're saying. So if you are in the event in action, you're in email, and you delete this right here, bear in mind what's happening at each section. So right now I have my email event action here. If I go to, rules is where you would set up the full, when this action happens, when this event happens, I want this action to take place. So you're saying if you delete the rule from here, it's deleting your...
If you create, let's say I have an action, I have 16 cameras, and I create an action rule where, like, let's say channel 1 intrusion, and then the trigger is to send email, and then channel 2 intrusion, send email to MX. If I go into the where'd you go under
event action?
Yeah, if I go to event action and I accidentally delete this email preset, all my actions I did gets deleted.
Yeah, 100%. You have to understand how this is intertwined. So you cannot create an action rule if your AI trigger and your event action don't exist. This rule's existence is tied into the existence of an event and a trigger. So if you delete one of them, any associated rule is gone, because the assumption is it no longer exists.